Y'all status Bill Hubble. I bought Lennox Mall for my brothers. Gold yard bag, told the cutter. I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going ass Lori about the paddock and going ass Jordan ass dead. For leak water trying to drown a bitch. It's a habit tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm crippin' a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, like her first gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating them out in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for them numbers mad. Real nigga learn them, wearing a bag. Piping a bitch and they nail like I can. Turn up the shooters with switches go bad. They was some yummers but now it's okay. Slapping no rapping my dog, he fall off. No capping, no bound.
What it do, what it do? I go by the name of BRWE, represent that self-made hustle TV where the hustle has to be in you. Not only you make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, Self-made hustle. Self-made hustle. Hustle is in you. Hustle is in it. Hustle is in it. Hustle is in you, not on you. Self-made. Self-made hustle. Hustle is in you. Hustle is in you, not on you. Hustle is in you. Hustle is in you. Hustle is in you.
Let these folks know what's going on. Let these folks know what we doing.
Man, you already know what we about to do, man. 2021, man. You know it's called Bugatti Casino, man. You know, we about to take over. Definitely we have to watch out for you, man.
Fuck is you talking about? Hey, D, where you from? D, let them know where you from.
Man, Savannah, Georgia, man. Checking in already, man. I'm cooling out of stock 6 murder worse.
Fuck is you talking about? Tell me, Andy.
Yeah. I get in my feelings and go on a mission. Niggas ain't real, made me look at them different. I had that fat, now I went black in the kitchen. Trap that bitch, I don't need no attention. I'm in love with a booster, my dad is a convict. Got a baby brother walking out that shit. Pour a deuce of the Trisha, my son kiss. I don't pay now, nigga, I run shit. And whatever I'm doing, I'ma make an example. Niggas gon' lose, so it really don't matter. Cocaine pirates, brain on me hammer. So deep in the streets, I don't trust no rapper. At the spot with the trappers, just order some pasta. I used to look up to all of the mobsters. When they say they gon' shoot you, they shot you. When they mind made up, you can't stop. Bitch, I'm big homie, you niggas is too old. I'm out in Dallas, I'm jiggling 2-4. And I got a white boy shoot Tony Kukoc. So many guns like I put in a cheat code. Say they gon' kill me, I tell them what's happening. Say that they ran me off, them niggas capping. A brick of the heroin on top of the cabinet. We get it out when we wrap it in plastic. Free 21, I ain't saying nothing else. You niggas lame, we don't need y'all help. Stepping in Nikes, watch your step. I move like the mob, I take your breath. When they got some new juice, could've bought me a moose sang. I know old dirty bouncers like Wu-Tang. Make them spin back to back like a boomerang. He was tripping, had to tie up his shoes. Don't trust no rapper, I'm in too deep. Third gate little boo, bitch, I'm from Village Creek. Why the fuck is you ratting and you from the streets? Hey, I'm in the field, I'ma need new cleats. Why the fuck do these rappers be bragging and boasting? Knowing he broke as a fuck with no motion. And he act like a bitch with emotions. When I knock at the trap, the door open. I get in my feelings and go on a mission. Niggas ain't real, made me look at them different. I had that fat now in black in the kitchen. Trap got bitch, I don't need no attention. I'm in love with a booster, my dad is a convict. Got a baby brother walk down gun shit. Pour a deuce to the Trisha, my son kiss. I don't pay now, nigga, I run shit. And whatever I'm doing, I'ma make an example. Niggas gon' lose, so it really don't matter. Cocaine, Pyrex, brain on me hammer. So deep in the streets, I don't trust no rapper. At the spot with the trappers, just order some pasta. I used to look up to all of the monsters. When they say they gon' shoot you, they shot you. When they mind made up, you can't stop.
When they mind made up, them little niggas gon' spin. Just put blue tips in the FN. I'm playing for keeps, I'm not in it to win. Put my name in the song, and the shots in the wind. Tell my youngers to slide that walk down at a bend. When they hop ass shooting, it sound like a band. Put his ass on the shirt, turn his face to a brand. Choppers and Drakes like we in Afghanistan. So many choppers, you think we from Rush. Keep talking and this, I'ma reach out and touch. Big ARP, let it burn like us. Can't do no lacking, I'm clutching in pub. One wrong move, I'ma up it and bust. Face shot game, I'ma knock off his nut. He ain't coming back, no need to discuss. Told him these hollers ain't hotter than ovens. Told him these hollers they hotter than fire. He say he want smoke, better go get a light. 30 shots in my Glock, you know I want fire. Slammed his ass out cause I really ain't like. Can't fuck with these hoes that dirty and trifle. One night stand, I ain't doing no wife. It's a dick in my glick, I ain't doing no dyke. Big FN is louder than lightning.
I get in my feelings and go on a mission. Niggas ain't real, made me look at them different. I had that fat now in black in the kitchen. Trap got bitch, I don't need no attention. I'm in
Man, I'm gonna play one more, man. One more, man. Free Bugatti Casino, man. R.I.P. the motherfucking Pimp C, man. For real. R.I.P. the Pimp C, man. If this motherfucker don't set trip up, it'll allow me to play this, man. Yeah, man. We're gonna get into the content. I'm over here listening to Trey too. I ain't even see Trey was live. Shit, I would have waited. Shit, I want to watch this.
Shouts out to DJ Styles, cause all my
Baby.
Cocaine in the back of the ride. That motherfucker jam, man. Come on, man. Playing with me, man. See how they be set you
On the plug down there. Shit. I got a trunk full. I'm giving out a deal. Man, slow down. Do the speed limit. Chill, watch the troopers,
D-Mac.
Don't smoke no weed in here.
My favorite moderator in the building.
Put your seatbelt on. Make this look good. You know, we gotta make it there. They know we coming, right?
Only real street niggas know that type of feeling.
Tell them get that money together. So when we get there, we can get out of there.
We get the fuck out.
No funny shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Vegas trips, trying to make fight time. It's like yesterday. Me and myself was risking a lifetime.
I remember.
They'd have caught that box, I would've caught life though.
Finished me.
On the I-80 West with a trunk full of white coke. Pulled over, traffic stop, behind me the white folks.
Damn.
My paper straight, my license good, so I should be aight though. Damn. I'm in the Midwest state with New York plates.
Somewhere around Ohio.
And the last thing I need is a new court case. One car, 2 compartments, each of them hold 5 keys. And fuck wholesale, each of them is 35 G's. I still got bitches that aboard that plane. 2 carry-ons, 1 Louis luggage with the raw cocaine. Lord bless, we done took them trips and made it back. With that soft that, they had to cook that shit just to make it to crack. Like a boss that, not too close, don't play me like that. It's about the bread, we got that toast, start spraying like that.
It's filthy, nigga. Some city money, man. Like. lie. I swear to God, I'm in the booth with the hammer on me.
Swear to God.
In the kitchen with the chickens on my hammer on it. 36 Sky Dweller got baguettes in the pan. The bitch picking up 120 when she lands.
30 a piece, nigga.
Cooking up 1,000 grams in the pan. These fall man, I spent a couple thousand on these pans. Free man, he got caught with like a 9-pack.
Free man.
Plus 4 P's, and they found 50 G's. That's a weight clause, nigga. Fuck the state laws.
Fuck 'em.
Tried to offer more time when it ain't soft.
That right.
Meanwhile, the made back on my to-do list. That's another 200,000 on the new whip. And Capo keep telling me to slow down, but I just love how these rollies look bust down.
Yeah, man.
I'm on World Star in the top box now. You can FaceTime me when the box touchdown. Spill.
Niggas say they self-censored, they raps. Man, them niggas got millions. Legal millions. But before we get into the content, man, I just gotta say this now. Dog, dumb cuz, man, you look ridiculous, man. You look ridiculous, dog. Dog, you look ridiculous, dog, doing what you did yesterday, bro. And then what's so crazy, dog, is you got on there acting. Damn, I didn't put the right thing on. Yeah, no, I didn't. Let me do it again. Oh, did I? Yeah, dog. You look foolish, fool. Like foolish, bro. You normally have no more than 35 people in your chat, bro. You good for 100 likes, maybe 1,000 views. But I stumbled across you yesterday, bro. I'm talking about it's been this way for like 8 months, bro. Like we talking about like maybe 7, 8 months, bro. It's been this way. You ain't been getting no views. You ain't seen 100 in the chat, dog. So yesterday I stumbled across this right here. Pay attention to the numbers, man. Come on, dog. Why that live ain't up, man? Hey, you hurry up and snatch that live down. Even your own people saw you bought that, dog. Hey, you just made yourself just look so unreal. Like it's crazy work from 35 people to this. Like, bro, really? Really, dog. Really. And then this the kicker part. It's the acting that you put on with the stuff. Like it's the acting that you put on with the stuff, bro, that killed me, fool. Is like, bro, you turned into a crisis actor. And y'all made it like because y'all was talking about some that was the content and that's why they wait, why the video ain't up, man? You should be trying to mush that video in our face today this morning, bro. Why you didn't leave it up? That's what I was trying to explain to y'all. I think I put up a thumbnail that said he had 2 million and some views. Bro, on his YouTube page it say he has 100,000 views. So where the rest of the bit? So you telling me that you hid 2 million worth of videos, 2 million views worth of videos? Man, y'all better wake up, dog. They coming. Them views coming. They don't all come at one time. It's gonna come, but that cheap ass shit he put up. I already put it up there. Y'all just seen it last night, dog. I told y'all I've been saying this, but they say self-made a hater. Nah, boy, self-made is one of them ones that earned this spot, bro. I put in work, nigga. Nigga, you ain't never, ever saw 1,000 in your chat, sir. Never, bro. Never. You never saw, bro. You never had 500 people in your life. in your chat, boo. Period. In 5 years. Why now? What did you have that's shaking up the YouTube streets that's yesterday that made you just go up like that? Like that's crazy work, dog. Just to compete. Just to compete. And this ain't even no competition. You can't compete with me. Cause all I gotta do is do content. I'll blow you out the water every day. I'm just saying though, dog. Is it that serious though? Uh is it that serious? It's that serious that you gotta go buy some stuff, then you turn it off and throw it in the trash real fast. You thought we wasn't gonna catch it? Pfft, nigga, you stupid. I wasn't the only one caught it. 3 people caught it. Trey caught it. I caught it. Shop caught it. Hey, a whole bunch of people caught it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that, but it's always the people who know this nigga, like who know the truth that catch this nigga. But then yesterday it was your homeboy, it was the white boy, the smart little white boy, old Keith. He caught you last night. He caught you doing that shit. Y'all looking at the chat so bad, y'all couldn't even talk. I'm looking at your facial expression, and then you ended the live or hit it or whatever you did. You come back on live playing loaded. Like that nigga come back on live playing loaded like he just super duper high. Damn, nigga, you was just a crisis actor just a few minutes ago. Now you super duper high because you think you really foo-foo somebody. Man, you better get your stupid, dumb, retarded butt on, man. God is not going to allow you to win, sir. He won't. You too evil, fool. Keep telling you that. Now y'all think I'm just saying that, bro. You a demon. You a demon. You get what I'm saying? You're not gonna win on this board, man. You're not, bro, because God won't allow it. You had your time, dog. And you wouldn't even respect the people that had love for you, nigga. Hey, that's over with, bro. It's over with, fool. It's over with, bro. Like, you just look like a fool. And that's all I'm gonna say. Go on and say we lying. Go on and say I made this picture up. I just edit this picture to or whatever you gonna try to say. You know, I don't even care no more. I ain't mentioning you no more because I see what type of games you trying to play. Man, that shit ain't gonna work over here, bro. That shit, nigga, everybody see that shit you put on this side, man. They see that shit, dog. They see like you ain't done nothing to even get them type of views, fool. You barely can talk straight. Like you barely can talk straight, sir. Like what will make you get views like that? Why you hiding, sir? I'm just saying, dog. I don't hide videos that's 50K or 20K. I don't hide shit, nigga. Fuck you. Like people go crazy, my nigga. Like I told y'all, that's why they want all them new people over there so he could Willie Foo Foo. Willie Foo Foo, y'all, bro. It sound good to you if you knew and you don't know what's going on. You smell me? Mm. So we're gonna get into this old Diddy, the aftermath of this old Diddy. We're gonna tap into Nancy and man, I want y'all to listen to this, man. We're gonna watch this for a little bit. Just listen to this, man. I was at work listening to this, man. It's crazy work, dog. This lady Nancy is crazy. She's crazy, dog. But it's other people crazier than her. Watch this, dog. Bro, man, let me get to do what I'm supposed to do. Come on, man. I'm waiting on it to load this bitch. Okay, there we go. Now listen to this shit.
Earlier in the day, where Sean Combs is acquitted of RICO. 2 other counts come into play. Sean Combs convicted on 2 felony counts. There was a massive argument via paper to keep Sean Combs behind bars. The defense fighting tooth and nail to let him out on appeal bond, which means you get out while your conviction is being appealed. Joining me right now, Tisa Tells. You can find her on YouTube at Tisa Tells. Tisa, start at the beginning. Start with
See that.
the verdict.
Listen to the. Hold on.
When the jury.
Hold on. I thought this lady was for Diddy though. This lady right here, this black lady. But I see why y'all don't like her. Dog, watch the wordery. Hey, this lady right here, this YouTuber, she's a YouTuber just like us, content creator. Dog, she will have a job with one of these stations. Listen to her wordery, how she makes it sound so sinister. They were running something, baby, y'all. Watch this.
Jury walked in. Everybody was on pins and needles. I'm not going to lie. Everybody in the courtroom expected him to be guilty on at least the sex trafficking. There was a somber tone. They walked in, and when they said, please read, and they said, what do you find ye? On count 1, not guilty. It was a bomb that went off in the courtroom. The public audibly gasped. Nobody was expecting that. There were cheers of joy from Diddy's side. Count 2, what say ye? Not guilty. Again, another bombshell went off. People were in utter disbelief. Even Diddy's most ardent supporters did not expect him to get off on the count of sex trafficking with Cassie. Count 3, when they said guilty for transportation of a prostitute, when they said guilty for the mayonnaise, that is when Diddy's team actually cheered. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, come on. Almost like we were watching a pro football game. When the other ones came in after that, there were jaws on the ground. It was unbelievable. People were looking at the jury, searching into how they could get a verdict in this day and age. They heard Cassie's mother, the 20,000. They heard Capricorn Clark. They heard about the savage beatings, and it was unbelievable that the only thing they said was prostitution, and that is because Daniel Phillips, in his testimony, actually said, at least I'm guessing that just because, that he got paid to have sex for money. It was a travesty. It was an all-out circus. Everybody, including myself, are running to safety.
I've got a question for you, Tisa Tells, and everyone's going to want to know this. You're in a car right now. You had to leave the courthouse.
Listen to this, y'all.
I had to leave the courthouse because Diddy's supporters were out of control. The first time I ran and dipped live, of course, I had 2 armed security guys. Everyone told me the people in the courthouse is like, make sure you have security.
Making money now.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on.
It
wasn't just me, but I'll tell you what I experienced.
Now,
Diddy's supporters surrounding me, threatening me,
Shout
saying
out
that
to
they
my
were
boy
going to
Philly.
hurt me.
Shout
It
out
was
to
a
Philly.
serious situation. It got so bad, and there was so much chaos and violence that they actually had to lock the courtroom down and force the Diddy supporters across the street. It was something myself, the news media, mainstream media, new media have never seen in their lives. The level, again, the jurors, I hope to God they know how to sleep at night. Because again, I'm sure they did their duty. But when all that chaos was happening, as I was being threatened and ushered out by armed security people, I thought, this is what the jury did. They sent a signal that it is okay to use violence. It's okay to drug people up. It's okay to live a life of debauchery. It's okay to do whatever you want. Because guess what? If you work hard enough and you have enough money and enough delusional fans and you have ingrained yourself in culture enough that you can do whatever you want. And 12 of your peers will look the other way. Again, this jury was shocking.
Tisa tells, when you say that Sean Combs supporters threatened you, what were they saying?
They were saying, you effing B, we're going to kill you, you effing B. You apparently I work for the feds. You're a plant. You made this all up because of you. Again, they're not too smart. Because of you, that's how this case got started. We're going to treat you worse than we treated Cassie. Cassie, what we do to you, it's going to be nothing that they had on Cassie. They were screaming. They were yelling. Some people
Y'all
were
think they
saying,
really said?
apologize
I
to
think they
Diddy.
said something, but
Apologize
I
to
don't
Diddy.
think they
Of
said
course,
all
thank
that.
goodness we had Lenny and we had Jimmy, two of the best.
Yeah, I think they really said all that. I think they said something to her. You got to understand, lady, you get the most views out of content creator. I don't see no other content creators I be fucking with who walk around with armed security. You ain't no DJ Academics. And that's just out this case. This lady bubbled like a mother. Bubbled out this case, bro. Like bubbled. I seen her on Nancy. I seen this lady on every show there is.
Armed guards out there. So the one thing is they started foaming like wild dogs because they realized that I was not
Foaming like wild dogs, y'all. Is that a little bit of sauce on the taco, man? Like it's a little bit of salt. Even old boy, what's his name, Gene Deal. He said they were saying shit to him. I believe it was things said. Yes, I do. But what you damn like wild dogs?
not an unprotected woman. And they realized they could not just do what they felt like. And they started foaming like wild dogs, screaming, their voices cracking in
Stone C,
anger
what's
that they
up, boy?
viscerally wanted to rip me apart. This is why their hero had been exonerated. Even in the best of times, these people that support him, there's something wrong with it. And I gotta tell you, Nancy, it wasn't just me. It was not just me. It was anybody that didn't have a pro Diddy stance from the beginning. That's who suffered.
Joining me in all-star panel, but I want to thank Tisa Tales for what she's doing tonight. You know, Rob Shooter is joining me. Rob, I really don't know where to start.
Blessed to
This is
see
a
another
blow.
one, Stone
This is a
C.
huge blow to crime victims all
I
over the
can't do no
country.
complaining,
Huge
man.
blow. The big news is right now, Sean Combs is going to jail. Okay.
Yeah.
He's going to jail. I was actually worried that somehow the judge would contravene the law. And the law is under the Bail Reform Act that for these two charges on which he was convicted, he has to go to jail. There is no appeal bond, period. But I was so concerned that the judge would somehow find a way to let him walk. And all this time, Shooter, we've been hearing, I've got all these letters here. Here's one from Deontay Nash, in fear, talking about Combs's
I
long,
can't stand her ass
well-documented
either,
history
now.
of violent retaliatory behavior.
Hey,
They're afraid,
she
Rob
just
Shooter.
ain't
Guys,
shit, so.
Shooter knows Combs better than any of us. His longtime publicist no more. But now you can find him at his Substack, robshooter.substack.com, and Naughty But Nice podcast. Shooter, I got to tell you, it was like a kick in the stomach when that split verdict came down.
Yeah, I think everybody was stunned. Before I continue then, Nancy,
I
just want
mean,
to send my best to Tisha.
listen, y'all got to understand where these women coming from. Because I heard this perspective. I can't say Nancy is wrong from a woman's perspective, though. Because it's like they just skipped over the violence and shit. But then they didn't skip over the people saying like they skipped over the violence and stuff, but they didn't. Because when it was time for him to get out, because normal person who wasn't violent, like probably could have got a bond after this. If this was like some drug stuff, he probably would have got a bond. But being that the defense, their whole argument was that, man, yes, my client is violence. Yeah, he beat up women. That's what they was pulling for. Diddy lawyers was pulling for that just so they can make it understand that nigga, this ain't no pimping. This ain't no pimping. Yeah, we done had some domestic problems, but dog, when I told y'all that the lady man, that lady done left and came back and left and came back and left and came back, bro. If that was her pimp, it would have never happened. She ain't going nowhere unless she going to the authorities. Like, it's just not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And that $10 million worth of lawyer was definitely well worth it, man. Definitely. I don't agree with nothing. I'm just telling y'all, doing commentary on what I see and what I saw on the board, what I thought was gonna happen, what did not happen. Like, it's a lot of cover up in this case, y'all. Y'all don't understand that. It's a lot of covering up. Then you got these people outside acting weird. They think that we gonna act stupid if Diddy gets slam dunk. Well, we ain't finna act stupid and go riding or nothing. But then also that money, $10 million worth of lawyers. Bro, but number two, bro, it wasn't no racketeering, bro. Wasn't no co-conspirator, bro. He wasn't making no money. This is what I'm explaining to y'all. You have to make money to further advance your criminal enterprise. Bro, that's not what he was doing. He was just doing some freaky fun. Fulfilling his wet dreams, like I told Max yesterday. That nigga rich. I guess that's the type of shit they do. But I think the feds jumped too high. They jumped too high to try to get him, boo. Dog, this is supposed to be some domestic stuff, dog. Let's keep it funky, y'all. It's supposed to be domestic, bro. The nigga, it's really supposed to be some misdemeanor shit. Like, he got caught beating this girl on camera. That's misdemeanor. Bro, he don't got nothing on his record. Bro, they went straight to the Rico like he's a gang leader. A mob boss. Where's the mob at? I knew they messed up on that.
Her outside that courthouse is horrific. It's wrong. And I'm afraid these people now have been emboldened because their hero, their idol, Diddy, looks like he is going to walk free. So this morning when we heard the judgment, I think we were all shell-shocked. We were all heartbroken. We all felt like we'd been kicked in the stomach. However, as the day has gone on, we do have to remember, Nancy, that he
Well,
has
she
been found
definitely
guilty
guilty,
of
bro.
very serious
Like,
charges. If any other
dog, it's not fair, dog. Okay, you give her immunity. I get that for testifying on the stand against the Fed. I get it. But dang, 30 million too? Like, what criminal gets to snitch and still win a lawsuit for $30 million? Just think about it in the drug case. What drug dealer on some conspiracy shit uh motherfucker I'll get immunity and win a $30 billion lawsuit, dog? Like, it don't happen, bro. That's what I don't like about the whole story. Nah, you don't get to get paid. You're gonna have to sit back. If you choose to tell, okay, I get it. You're a regular person anyway, though. But you was involved. You chose some of them people. You paid some of them people. You crunked up the parties. Did I say it right? I mean, what's the new word for it? You made them lit by telling the people it's gonna be lit. They should come, and ain't no telling what else you did.
Charged with those two charges, those alone, and being found guilty, we would be done with them. So the celebration from Team Diddy, the disappointment from people who've been watching this as closely as we have. I think we can just take a step back, both sides, and realize that this is not a good day for Diddy. He is now a federal criminal. He's in jail tonight. He's going to remain there until he is sentenced. And so at least...
Listen, do y'all know that them charges that he facing only carry 10 years apiece? It's 2 charges. 10 years apiece. That's 20 years. The shit is going to get ran concurrent, y'all. This guy is not finna be in jail, man. Well, I'm going to let y'all see. I don't want to sound biased because we're going to take another perspective of it. Like, we're going to take another perspective of it because I don't want to sound biased. This is coming from somebody who been locked up before. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been in no feds, but I am telling you, with him, he's not gonna be in there, bro. Like, it's nothing now. He beat the major charges. The shit, like, we can go and shoot him up in and out of there now. I told y'all if he beat this thing, he gonna be the biggest. But it was expected. Like, this ain't no Rico. I ain't saying I'm just a paperwork king. But in this one little year I've been messing with the little cases and shit and reading the shit, dog, this ain't no Rico, y'all. That's not a Rico. It's not. It's not a Rico, dog. This is not what I'm seeing in these other cases, dog. Like, this not that, bro. Where the wiretaps at and all that stuff. And, like, there ain't none of that. Like, where that's at? Like, then when I'm telling y'all that they hid,
is no fucking picnic.
What I'm telling y'all, it was a lot of cover up in this, is because the cover up is that out, man, it was numerous people at these parties, bro. Ain't none of them people on the stand. Y'all talk about spiked baby oil. And now he just wanted them to be glossy. He didn't want to put nothing in the baby oil. He was giving them folks Molly, and we know the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just lied and just try to humiliate him, bro. I'm telling you, they trying to take out them boys that's super rich. So they better buckle down. So they better buckle down, man. We're going to take a lawyer's perspective of it, you know? I fuck with him. He's a cool dude. You can tell he a cool ass.
You know,
I definitely
you're
pay him
playing doors. You don't have a comfortable mattress.
Definitely.
You don't have a warm blanket. You have a steel toilet that's sitting right next to your bed that smells like what you just put in there.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And this
is cool, dude. Yeah, he's a cool white dude, bro. Cool white.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Breaking news! Breaking news! The verdict is in on the Sean P. Diddler, P. Diddler Combs, Puff Daddy. Why do I have Tourette's when I say his name? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not lathered up in baby oil. But the verdict is in, and we're going to go through the verdict. We're going to go through sentencing, and
they just disappeared, skipped out. Everybody just disappeared.
But before we do that, this episode is brought to you by.
Fast. You want to know why they skipped out? You want to know why they disappeared? You got to understand, man. These people got major deals with companies and different distribution all type of deals, bro. Let them say that they got caught in that party high, watching Diddy do this to Cassie or something. They gonna snatch this stuff up off the table. Ain't no more deals for you or none of that, because it's women also that's lenders. How they got strong women that's lending you money and you helping a person that did this type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? They cover it up, bro. Cover it up, bro. Like, cover it up.
AskALawyer.com. AskALawyer.com is a very effective way to get an opinion from a living, breathing, and yes, we have hearts. If you have a problem with your landlord, if you have any kind of contract dispute, if you have a criminal problem, if you have a civil problem, if you have any kind of case you think you need some advice on, go to askalawyer.com for only $49. Guess what? You get sound advice and you can be told, look, you don't have a claim, grandma. Sit back down, go back to the basement, pick your toenails, and I'll make you some slop. Okay. I'm kidding. I don't do that to my grandma. She ate steak every night. Or, you don't have a
bro, he
claim
definitely
because
dope.
if you
He's
don't
a
have a
dope
claim,
lawyer.
you need to know.
I fuck with
Why
him.
would you waste money on?
If I had some money, I
something
definitely would go
you
straight
really
for
don't have a
him.
legal claim to? Conversely, if you do have, something worth fighting for, they can get you started. And it's the same people that brought you e-forms and e-signs, so they're quality folks. So go to askalawyer.com, and if you're doing your own legal research, they have an AI component trained on all the states. Okay, Sean Diddler, Diddler, he was found guilty of only the Mann Act charges. Those are the transportation across state lines for the purposes of prostitution. Now, we're going to get into what the guidelines are on those counts, but let's talk a little bit about the RICO and the sex trafficking counts. Those 3 counts, not guilty. And I have to admit, I was wrong. And some of you beautiful people out there were so eloquent in how you pointed out that I was wrong. I wasn't the only talking head that was wrong. But you never know. You never know what the jury's going to do. This wasn't a domestic violence case. I mean, there was domestic violence in it. And the defense was really smart to paint it as that.
Definitely.
But that bit them in the ass in the end, trying to get him out. And I'll tell you about that in a second.
Remember what I was telling y'all?
But they conceded the violence. Say, yeah, he's a violent guy. This is
what all them women kept saying, dog. This was Nancy and them was saying that we just watched the court system and some lawyers say that their client is violent, and to the court system, obviously, it looked like that's a small thing. I'm talking about to women. And it looked to me, that's the way it looks. You get what I'm saying? Like that. Hey, I'm just saying, that's how it looked. Like, hey, even the lawyers say that.
2 adults, that happens almost every day, and it's really a misdemeanor what happened. But he's not charged with domestic violence.
We don't know yet.
But that's what that was. And one of the other things that they attacked on Cassie Ventura and then the other woman is the consensual nature of their involvement. You had text messages from Cassie saying, "I can't wait for the freak off." Who the fuck wants a freak off? Honestly, ugh. I still can't get over how much they had to fucking pay to fix hotel rooms because there's so much oil. Anyway, sorry about that. I digress. The jury rejected the RICO. One of the elements of RICO was that there's an enterprise, and a conspiracy to commit criminal acts between 2 or more people. The defense hit home the element of consent. And there was plenty of evidence that Cassie Ventura and the other gal, that they consented. There was all kinds of text messages. Yeah. There was all kinds of conduct.
Remember, I kept saying, dog, are we hearing this talk about sex and parties? So that was the defense point. That was their whole point. They trying to show you that my nigga, she went out and bought clothes for this shit. Like, I might have paid for it. I wasn't there and told her to wear this. She went out and did shit on her own too. Like, what do y'all mean? Like this is what the defense was trying to show. But the defense was also trying to show that, oh yeah, he's just a woman beater. That's a misdemeanor. Ain't no RICO. You get what I'm saying? Because I take that over a life sentence in the feds anything. That beating women, hey, you wrong as fuck, and you got a scolded whatever you call it. But nigga, you gonna be right out. And that's a misdemeanor shit. Nigga, this shit federal.
And it just didn't seem to fit or match what she was saying. The other thing that I think hurt the government in this case is the fact that Cassie, I thought initially that the money part of it wouldn't really benefit the defense because she's already gotten paid. Is she a tainted witness now? But think about it this way: during the whole relationship,
Yeah,
she's
yeah, okay,
getting
okay,
something out of it,
okay, yeah, okay,
right?
yeah, okay,
He
okay,
gave her.
okay. We're gonna go there. Like that's the thing. Like it's like, what is she gonna say something good after she got a lawsuit against him for $30 million? I'm saying, like, it's basically like she got brought, like she got paid to testify. Millions, man, millions. They were supposed to wait till after this before they gave her that money, man. For real, dog. It sounds crazy, but some type of way they're supposed to wait till after this. But being that the feds didn't even remember, they raided Diddy
Her
house
phone.
twice.
She could leave whenever she wanted. She was getting something out of it. She was getting money, promoting her music, and he was a
Yeah,
powerful dude in the community. So
yeah,
she's
Big
getting
Busy.
status as well. So from that
I'm gonna drop the
standpoint,
link,
she's
Max, if
sticking
you
by
want
her
to come
man,
up
even though
here.
she's being mistreated. You know, I don't
Put it
think
in
the jury believed
the
what
what's
she
the
had to
name?
sell. I
Community
didn't
Watch.
sit in the courtroom. So one of the things is, I'm here at 30,000 feet, kind of guessing, like everybody else is, right? And the sex trafficking, those were 15-year mandatory minimum sentences. And when I say mandatory minimum, I mean the judge doesn't have the authority
Go
and
lower.
cannot
Go
go
lower.
below
He can't go
the
lower than
mandatory
that.
minimum
This ain't like the
unless
state.
he's got some other either cooperation agreement or there's a safety valve too that may or may not apply. Probably not in this case because it's a crime of violence. Because there's violence in it. So where are we at? We've got 2 counts of the Mann Act, basically transporting somebody across state lines for the purposes of prostitution. What does that mean for Mr. Diddler? It means that, first of all, there's a statutory maximum of 10 years. So people are saying, he's looking at 20 years. He's not looking at 20 years. So now he's been acquitted of the most major charges where he was looking at life
Just
on the RICO, right? Those guidelines were through the roof. In this case, you've got 2 counts, and they're from 2 separate dates. So to begin with, the court will have the power to do one of 2 things: either sentencing.
Bro, that's the thing. See, this the thing. Skip Dog coming in with the good smoke questions, the good one. This the thing, bro. This was kill you about a bit. Let me stop saying that. This what mess your brain up about the whole situation is them people like them kids, them minors, they not suing him to go to jail. They suing him for money. You get what I'm saying? They suing him for money. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah, they that shit's strange.
Concurrently or sentence them consecutively. The government in this case is going to ask for a significant sentence. Because he was acquitted of these serious charges, the defense made a motion to have him released pending sentencing. Because if you go at the very low end of the guidelines,
Yeah, that's how. Make him pay some money.
Here's where it gets kind of
because he definitely ain't broke.
It is a change in circumstances in the sense that he's no longer looking at life. So there's, and you've heard it from every talking head already, what the judge considers when talking about bail. So it's risk of flight and danger to the public, basically those 2 things. And one of the things that the judge asked the parties to do is to write a brief.
Never.
At 1:00. And so get a brief in here by 1:00. We'll decide it here at 5:00. So that's what happened. And the judge denied the bail. Now, here's what I think kind of bit the defense in the ass. In the trial, they conceded the violent nature of Mr. Combs. This is not a RICO case. This is a domestic violence case. Is he a bad guy? Is he a violent guy? Yes. And guess what the judge said? He's violent. You conceded the violence.
You see what I was saying?
I'm not going to let him out. So he denied.
You see what I'm saying? His lawyers went on some, yeah, man, he's a drug addict and a woman beater. That's misdemeanor shit. Misdemeanor. Like, it's misdemeanor shit. Like, they ran on that. I don't know nothing about no Rico. That was a good defense. That was a good defense, if you ask me.
The release, and that's not really a surprise, honestly. Once they grab a hold of you, they don't want to let you go in federal court. So now, what is he looking at? So if you look at the guidelines, I believe that the
You did
government is
say
of the
that shit,
opinion.
man.
There's a couple different ways you can go
Definitely
about
said
this.
that.
Under a certain provision of the guidelines,
I ain't
he
forget.
could be a level 14. If he's a level 14 with
That's that
0 or
money,
1 criminal
man.
history point, then he's a 15 to 21 months.
You see,
If
it's a
you
point
add
system.
coercion onto that, which the jury sort of rejected, it seems like, then it's 27 to 33 months. However, if you go with the other part of this, the guidelines, and this is what the government is doing, it's 51 to 63 months.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the number that I think you guys should look at, because the government is telling the court that he is looking at 51 to 63 months. So he's looking at significant prison time, and we should keep him in prison. Okay, and the judge did that. Let me just tell you what the judge said. Even if the defendant was solely required to show that he is not a danger to the community, he could not meet that burden. Prior to trial, the court denied bail and sees no reason to reverse
I'm
that
telling
now.
you, Big
The
B.
defense conceded the defendant's violence.
Hey,
Well,
y'all.
they did that and they won the day, but they lost.
I'm saying though, Diddy, would you rather be out right now? Now, how can I say this? You rather be in facing a L on your back in the feds right now, or just do this little old time and come back, bro? Because they're not gonna hold you that long, bro. You too important of a person. You are definitely a security breach. Yeah, they don't care about people in the feds, but it's their job to protect you. And doing the things that you did, man, ain't no telling what could happen to Diddy in there, man. But at the same time, they could also send them to a different type of style camp. But then again, this is the feds. They don't care. Bro, they will lock you in a 23-1 like they did Larry Hoover for 30-some years.
And here's the thing. He gets credit for the time that he's doing now anyway. So let's just calculate. Let's say he gets middle of the guideline range. Let's say he gets 58 months. So you take 58 months times 0.85, and that equals 49 months minus 10 months, 39 months, a little over 39 months. That's likely about the amount of time. And then if he does a drug and alcohol program, it's called the DAP program. If he qualifies, it might be a crime of violence. No, it's not. It's a Mann Act. So you
that's
minus
what we
12 off of
said.
that, now you're looking at basically 2 years. But he still has to do 2 years. And he's going to go to
what we said. This is what we said. Just I like Big Girl. This is what I'm saying. Bro, they gotta protect them people's brands, man. You sitting up on that stand, LeBron sitting up on that stand. So imagine LeBron sitting up on that stand. Imagine your president, Donald Trump, having to sit up on that stand. Need I say more?
prison. He is going to prison. Now, what could the judge do differently than this? The judge could say,
cover up, man.
This is ridiculous. Your conduct, Mr. Combs, is so above and beyond the pale that a message needs to be sent to everyone watching this trial. Although you're not supposed to really take into account public sentiment when you sentence. But the judge can take into account acquitted conduct. Doesn't seem fair, does it? I mean, wait a second. I was acquitted of that shit over there. Now you're going to hold it against me over here? The guidelines are advisory.
Yeah.
And unless the judge is so off the wall, he can make his determination as to what the guideline factors are. He's not bound by what probation says or what the defense or the government's arguments are. So the judge could sentence him higher or lower. He's not going to sentence him lower. I mean, this case just
Yeah,
had the
he
yuck
thought they
factor
was
all
gonna
over it.
poison
You had
him.
drugs,
Now he
you
rich,
had violence,
bro.
you got sex, you got willing sex,
Bro,
unwilling sex. Who knows?
listen, we talking about you a billionaire. You would eat that food if you was in jail and you was a billionaire? Hell nah, nigga. I'm not doing that, man. Cause I'm telling y'all in actuality, bro, this nigga is not no pimp. He just pay for freaky fun. Yes, it's illegal to buy prostitutes. It's definitely illegal to buy prostitutes, bro. That's all he did, bro. That's all, bro. All the uh, like the what y'all do to the gave him like the pimp, man. Come on, my nigga. He wasn't making a dime off this shit. He just, you know his payout. What his payout was? You don't even. I ain't gonna even say it, but you could just imagine what his payoff is of this shit.
But it's just got those yuck factors. Agnifilo
Yeah,
tells the court,
yeah.
Your Honor has a lot of information from presiding over the trial. We want the sentencing as soon as possible. Other Mann Act cases, there's nothing remotely similar to this. So the judge said sentencing Friday, October 3rd at 10 a.m. I'm willing to expedite it. Combs, we would like to expedite it. We will need an expedited pre-sentence report from probation, but I will be available anytime. So he's going to sit till October 3rd. One of the things they do now is probation will meet with Combs and his attorneys. They'll go over his background. They'll go over his finances.
He got money,
They'll
bro.
go over his criminal
He
background,
could
how he
pay
was
people
brought
to
up,
protect him,
what he's been doing
like
for
Lil
his
Durk.
career.
You don't see,
They'll go over the offense conduct,
bro.
which he may or may not.
You don't see Lil Durk having no problems. You don't hear them saying all Lil Durk get beat up. Plus, bro, Lil Durk is locked up in California, fool. We talking about he from Chicago. He ain't got no problems in there. That's because they got that money, my nigga. They got money to take care of everybody, dog.
Speak about. Here's the other thing. You know, he didn't testify, so he's not going to get an obstruction. He might be able to get a point or two for acceptance of responsibility that might reduce his guideline calculation. So
Right.
that's something that nobody's really talking about.
Right, Big B.
He can't get the full
Right,
3 points,
Big
but
B.
he might be able to get 2 points if during his interview he accepts responsibility for the Mann Act charges, which he might as well because those were about as clear as day, right? And he doesn't have to appeal the other charges because those are gone. He was acquitted. So he's only facing the 2 Mann Act charges, and those are so manageable. He'll be out in no time. They'll sit down with probation. Probation will create this report. After probation creates a report, they give it to the parties. Then you can file what they call objections. So let's say they get something wrong, like in the criminal history or the address or financial or some other thing they get wrong, in the pre-sentence investigation, or they get some of the guideline calculations wrong, or you don't agree with it. You file objections with probation. You
I
try
gotta
to work those out. If
understand.
you can't work them out, they
We
know your
can't.
objections.
We can't, like, people asking like how much time he gonna get. We can't tell you how much time he gonna get because it's the feds. It's by a point system. They go off this list and check all these points out. And when you get to the bottom of it to the right, they add all the points up, nigga. And then that's the time you gonna get. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can't say it ain't like the state. Oh, he probably gonna get 20. Nah, this ain't that. It's go by months. They gonna give you like 56 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you just gotta see what the guidelines. That's why he keep talking about the guidelines, because it's a point system.
Then you get the final pre-sentence investigation, and when you get that, the court will hear from both sides, and both sides present their arguments in writing with a position paper. You go through the guideline calculation, you go through the 3553A factors. Those are all the sentencing factors. The purpose of sentencing, not to diminish the seriousness of the offense, protect the public. It's just a whole list of factors. This was a really interesting trial. And the defense really took a gamble.
They took a gamble.
Putting their client on and not putting on any witnesses. There were a couple witnesses, a couple of assistants who said they didn't.
Listen, man. They did not. I don't think it would have been a good job for him to be on the stand. Cause then you giving okay, you wanna know what's gonna happen when he gets on the stand? That's when the name's gonna come up. You know you on the stand, they can't ask you nothing about nobody but you and what you saw. You get what I'm saying? That's when the name's gonna come up. So I think your best bet Diddy was to be sit right there.
Commit any
Or another
crimes,
angle.
and the government had them on their witness list, but
Mm,
didn't put them on trial. And I think the defense mentioned that in their closing. Well, where
you
are these
know,
people? That he co-conspired with or co-conspired with. There's no co-conspirators testifying, which you don't often have in a case like this. I think he was overcharged and undercharged by the government.
overcharged,
And I know that's kind of
undercharged.
unconventional because
Listen, a good lawyer like this guy right here would have loved that $10 million. He'd have loved 3-4 million because he would have ate their butts up because it was no Rico, bro. And y'all gotta keep, man. Y'all gotta put this on y'all brain, man. Hell yeah, that nigga wrong is stuff what he do. I'm gonna keep saying it. He wrong for the things that he did, but y'all don't think. I keep saying this. Now they gave him gang leader charges. They gave him the same type of stuff that they gave Lil Durk. Where is the M1 at? Where is the payoff to make the gang elevate? Like what? Where is the gang? Man, no, dog, y'all don't think that, bro. To be able to put charges on somebody like that, and then the DA stands on it and indict you, bro. And I don't know nothing about law, bro. I'm just saying after these cases that I've been seeing, this ain't that. I can name other ones. You want me to keep naming more cases, bro? This is not that. Where the wiretaps at? Like, ain't none of that, bro. Cause who he gonna be talking to? Cassie? Come on, dog. Man, like that ain't right
what
to
it was,
me.
a 7-week trial with 34 witnesses. But the thing about it is, when you don't have a clear message, and I don't think they really did have a clear message.
Rico.
Rico is meant for
That nigga ain't no gang
making
leader.
money,
He ain't no pimp.
and it's having a conspiring to gain something through illegal activity. I mean, it was meant for the mob. That's when it was created.
For the
and
mob.
I think the jury just thought this is really the inner workings of somebody's personal life. It's disgusting.
Yes.
It might be criminal sexual conduct.
Yes.
Could the state of New York pick it up with probably not.
Probably
not after Cassie's been through this, and
she got paid.
but it didn't help her. I don't think that she demanded $20 million. And she was getting housing. She was getting money and furs, and when she's the girlfriend. So she's sticking around. And why is she sticking around? She's sticking around for the life.
For the life.
Right? And she
and
loved it. I was on a panel with Pierce Morgan earlier today.
Bruce Rivers, I mean, you were very confident that he was going to go down to prison for the rest of his natural life. That is clearly not going to happen. So how do you feel about this verdict?
Well, I think the case was overcharged to begin with.
It was overcharged.
And what the defense did in this case, they really focused on the free will of Cassie Ventura.
I don't remember the name of the gal that was on there, but she was.
Remember, they kept saying like
the Me Too movement and how these women aren't heard, and
like they were focused. I kept saying like they were basically. I'm like, damn, this your lawyer asking these questions. Y'all, what they were trying to show is this: she was willingly. Now, a pimp forcefully make women do things that they don't want to do. This ain't that. This ain't that, dog. This is not that, dog. This lady left and came back, cheated, did all type of things, whatever she wanted to do. This ain't that, dog. This why Kid Cudi was on the stand. They ain't tripping on him saying he was gonna blow the car up. Listen, blowing the car up ain't gonna get you no life sentence in the feds. I'm telling you, dog. They wasn't tripping on that, bro. That ain't, man. We want to show some racketeering or something that's gonna get him this 35 years to life, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Or believed or whatever, and she's just crying in her beer about it. And it's like, wait a second. These women that testified had a full and fair opportunity to be heard. If you are making an allegation, your allegation has got to withstand scrutiny. So Cassie Ventura had her day.
Definitely free to God, man.
She went up against
because there's a
very
lot of
adept legal team.
Let him do that little time.
She lost, and the government
and
lost.
come
Government
back.
wins like 90 some odd percent.
All
of the
that
cases.
you put him through is
the
some
federal
bull
government.
crap.
They've got the FBI, they got the DEA, they got Homeland Security with unlimited resources. So one of the, in conceding the violence, one of the things that the judge said, you concede violence in your closing. Whether that's relevant to sentencing is not for today, but it can be considered on a bail application. And then Agnifilo says, in June 2024, there's an argument that Mr. Combs was defending himself. Yeah, give me a fucking break. Who believes that? And then the
Not
judge
after
says,
this.
Mr. Combs tried to get into a batterers program in New York. The jury never heard that. Then he got arrested. All these months later, here we are. The same drive to meet head on, the same self-respecting businessman he is. So when you look at this whole thing, if he tried to get into a batterers program, that was probably about the time that he gave the mea culpa. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for Cassie. And you try to pay somebody off to hide the video. You're not sorry. You don't give a shit.
I'm telling you,
You just care how you're perceived. That's kind of the landscape in a nutshell. And I'm just trying to explain things to you in about as plain language as I can.
Yeah.
So one of the things when you can Google the federal sentencing guidelines, at the top there's criminal history categories 1 through 6, and then they have offense levels 1 through 43.
See,
and then you can see what the guideline range is in all these. And if it's a 24, it's 51 to 63 months.
Hey, I told you.
0 or 1 criminal history.
I told you.
And that's what it sounds like. That's what the government's going to ask for.
Hey.
That would be a guideline sentence. But I would suspect they might even be asking for an upward departure from the guidelines. An upward variance from the guidelines. So we'll keep an eye on it. And, I appreciate all the comments, even the harsh ones. You know who you are, right? And, I'm not right all the time. And, nobody is. We take guesses on this stuff. The RICO part of this is not that hard to
hold on, let's see what we got.
Prove. But it is designed for a different type of case.
I keep telling you, dog, it's designed for, dog. It's not designed for this type of style. Like, you gotta understand, for him to be, bro, it's gotta be an organization, fool. He got to have a whole bunch of hookers. We're gonna call them hookers. A cowgirl. We're gonna call them cowgirls. He got to have a whole bunch of cowgirls. A stable for him to live. Like, he gotta, like, it's not that, dog. It's not that. That's not that. It's not that, dog. They can get mad, and this not that. Now they overcharged him, bro. Yes, he should be in jail, but not sitting in no feds. That nigga should be sitting in they really shouldn't be sitting nowhere. Shit, them little crimes that he did, he should have made bond on, bro. Y'all on some bullshit. Just hit him with the RICO. Something that was made for the white man. Sorry to say it, child. It was made for the white man. They using it on us. That's crazy. Just using it, just throwing it around like it's just RICO. Here, y'all take this. Like, nah, we not taking that. You think Young Thug didn't want to take it, but it wasn't federal? And Diddy say he not taking it either. Lucci ain't say that he ain't taking it either. They ain't taking that, bro. Y'all need to just stop it with that. Y'all gonna have to just start doing what y'all got to do the right way. This what it. And y'all look stupid. It's two things that made y'all look stupid. This case right here and that Massey case. That boy that broke out of prison, dog, they just pulled a whoop-de-doo on y'all. That's basically what he did. Yeah, I take that. I take you calling me violent. I take you calling me a woman beater. But what I won't take is me sitting in the feds for life on some Rico shit. I ain't on that. I don't want that. You know? It's unfortunate that Meek Mills and Diddy's was scoring triple doubles on the cheeks of LeBron James. Hey, it's crazy, dog. Like, I'm just saying, if he takes a stand, you know, the only thing your lawyer can do is object. That's it. That's it. That DA can throw all type of names at your butt. As soon as you say answer the question about that person, man, 90% of the time they gonna bring them up just to see if it's true what you said on the stand. You know? Hey, it sucks. Man, that shit sucks, man. I'm telling y'all. But it is what it is, man. See if I got something else, man. He told you it's the sentence guidelines, man. It's a point system. We don't know what, you know, what they gonna say. Like, you know, his points is he ain't never been in trouble though. Like us, the points get high for like street cats. Now you get points for like you not having an education. You get points for being on child support. You get points like if you like just different things on that list. Just different things, boy. And not just one point. It's like certain amount of points. Then you add it up. They'll be like, you got this many months. What can you do, man? What can you do? Shit. We're gonna go to the Punisher, man. The Punisher was even surprised. The Punisher started to slam dunk Diddy. Hey, the Punisher been out everywhere. He been getting interviews with everybody just off this case, man. Hey, the Punisher did an interview with Cameron. I'm like, dang, he even came to Texas.
A verdict has been reached. We've been reporting about it all morning. A verdict has been reached in the case. Sean Combs acquitted of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion for both Cassie Ventura Fine and Jane. But ultimately, he has been convicted of transportation to engage in prostitution, the Mann Act violations. And today is, you would think that would be the end of the day. It is certainly not. Why? The judge has to determine whether or not Sean Combs should make bail, whether or not he should be released, whether or not, and we have a live shot of the courthouse, whether or not we will see him walk out of that courthouse later today. Right now, both sides are submitting paperwork to the court. We're keeping a very careful eye on the courtroom updates to see what that decision will be, because the judge is going to decide. And what the basis was for Sean Combs to be locked up, questions as we are live on air and we update you about what is happening. But I also have with us a very special series of guests. So we have an all-star panel. We got with us Ben Chu, acclaimed litigator, famously represented Johnny Depp in his high-profile trial against Amber Heard. We also have with us criminal defense attorney and civil rights attorney Tyler Bailey. We have with us Sierra Gillespie and Elizabeth Milner out in the field. We'll get to them. But right now, we are also joined by Sheree Hayes. Now, for anybody who's been following this case, you will know who Mr. Hayes is, also referred to as the Punisher during the course of this case. Mr. Hayes, who's also, by the way, the author of In Search of Freezer Meat, we can talk more about that. Hayes had testified during the course of this trial about his involvement in 8 to 12 sexual encounters that he had with Cassie Ventura Fine and Sean Combs. Testified that Combs watched and gave directions during these events. You played a pivotal role in this case, Mr. Hayes. It's great to see you. Thanks for taking the time. Your reaction to the verdict?
I honestly thought the verdict was the correct decision. It maybe not based on following the specifics of the law, because I know the prosecutor said you only had to find one instance where you believe there's coercion. But if you're talking about a jury and the understanding that this was relationships, these were his partners, these were, they were exchanged text messages of love and care and over long periods of time. And then also a bunch of consenting also messages to the sexual activity and the type of lifestyle they lived. I thought it was going to be hard for a typical person that wasn't going to really streamline the law, extremely hypervigilant, to not see this as a relationship domestic issue opposed to sex trafficking. So this is actually what I expected.
To be clear, in any of your encounters, did you see any force, fraud, coercion being used to induce Cassie to engage in these sex acts?
Yeah, it's similar to my testimony. I did not. And so what I will even add is, I testified in the facts where I only interacted and spoke to Cassie during any of these occasions. I never had any communication with Mr. Combs. So I would be greeted in a personable one-on-one situation prior to the activities.
Yeah.
And then again,
Skip Down.
And I always found good vibes, good energies. Hey, thanks for coming. It was great. We'll see you again. Here you go. And I did not even witness anything that appeared to be under the influence of alcohol or drugs or anything. So I did find it difficult to see my interaction being anything close to criminal.
I want to tell you what's happening outside the courthouse. CNN is reporting that people are quite excited. There are people who are gathered. They are spraying baby oil into the crowd. There are remnants of oil that could be seen on the courthouse pavement. We were reporting earlier on today that there was a verbal dispute between supporters of Sean Combs, or at least supporters of his case, and those who feel differently. When you're seeing a reaction like that outside of the courthouse, you playing a role in this case, what's your position on it? What is your view on it?
So what I think is there's a benefit of the misinformation. Me as a civilian, even before I was involved, before I became a witness, the social understanding of this case, they made it so much bigger than what it was. You had rumors of child trafficking. You had all of this bribery and celebrities involved and all of this crazy stuff that escalated to this belief that you was going to get this magnitude of just terrible acts, and not downplaying the domestic violence part of it. But I think when the actual facts of the case became evident, I think people's expectation and their belief that it was going to be so much more, it actually minimized the victims' experiences. So now where there are still people that are victimized, regardless of the verdict, there's still bad experiences. People almost see it as a celebratory, simple scenario, because everybody thought it was going to be so much worse than what it was, including myself.
Do you think,
listening to the banter,
do you think that your testimony helped secure the conviction for transportation to engage in prostitution? Because let's be clear, the two charges that he was convicted of, one was with respect to Cassie, and the other was with respect to Jane. Do you think your testimony helped secure the conviction against Sean Combs?
No, not at all. Not my testimony, because I was clear that my dealings with them was, I'm from New York City at the time, and I only dealt with them in a New York City area. And me being hired in the initial communications was as a male dancer. We always show up on our own. But I did hear in the testimony there was evidence of plane tickets and stuff being purchased on his American Express card for some of the other escorts. So I'm assuming that secured the conviction for those charges.
Mm-hmm. So as I mentioned to you before we were coming on, we have amazing viewers who submit incredible questions. And I have a bunch of them. A lot of people have questions for you, Mr. Hayes. So let's get right into it. All right, first question. We got a question from Jackie Reed. Did you have any direct dealings with Christina Coram or any other person other than Diddy that helped set up his freak-offs?
Actually, no. And actually, I didn't have any direct dealings with Diddy. All of my communications were specifically with Miss Ventura and Miss Ventura only. There was no conversation, no communication, no anything with Mr. Combs. And I said this before. The first time I actually even had eye contact him, for the first time, eye contact was leaving the stand after my testimony. I had zero interactions with Mr. Combs.
And by the way, I'm just going to let you know, I'm not like tweaking these questions.
Salute,
These are the ones that
boy.
are coming in, so I'm just going to read them to you. This is from an accused. This is from an account, Smarty Pants. Thank you so much for the super chat question. Do you think Diddy was cheap with you?
Well, listen, if I'm being honest, when I hear some of the other guys getting $5,000, $6,000, obviously that would be the first thing you think. But then I don't know the scenario. I was never there more than, 4 hours at a time on the average. And one thing that I will say is I came multiple days in a row. So I don't know what the criteria was to determine what my fee would be, but I was fine with it. I don't have any reservations as if I was not fairly compensated,
Then we got a question. Where is this? Okay. Show and Tell Knitting asks, how will the results of this trial affect your interactions with clients like Diddy? Will you do anything differently in the future?
As far as I'm concerned, I would not do anything differently. That was a nuanced situation for me. Obviously, I'm a male dancer. My trade on a regular basis is not sex work to that degree. That was a proposition I indulged in. So I don't really see much changing. This was a very nuanced situation. I don't think anybody predicted these scenarios escalating to what it actually became. So I don't have any full regrets of my interactions, or if I'm being honest, even my decision. It was something I was a part of. It were some of our decisions, and I'm comfortable with the way everything transpired, even the negatives.
Chris Bono asks, how has this experience changed you, if at all?
Well, it put me in a scenario where I have to do damage control, right? We live in a society where you meet a person, everybody Googles you, right? So I know for the rest of my life, I'm associated with this crime and or trial, I should say, with this trial and these accusations, and I'm instrumental in it too. So all I'm doing now is I have to have a much conscious effort and how I'm perceived in my interactions with people going forward, because I could start out in a lot of situations in a negative opposed to what normal people do.
And I appreciate you coming on and speaking to media outlets about this, because obviously the trial wasn't testified. There was reporting, it wasn't televised, excuse me, but it wasn't, there was reporting about what the testimony was like. People might have misconceptions about what you said, why you testified. So to be able to clear the air is really important, which is why we get a question from Brooklyn Truth. What was your motivation for testifying? So to be clear, I mean, did you want to testify? Did you reach out to the government? How did that work exactly?
So I did not want to testify. The government contacted me even way before the charges, just investigators. And I actually believed that my testimony was going to be insignificant. I explained to them I didn't see any violence. I didn't see anything that was out of the ordinary. And then I was aware, I was a resident of New York. We met up in New York. So it didn't really, in my opinion, or my understanding, constitute sex trafficking. So the thing that put me in this situation, And this never happened. I didn't get any issues from the prosecution or the federal government. But if you talk to people who supposed to be in the know, they scare you about the Southern District. They give you this thing where, look, you want to cooperate, just do whatever you got to do. You don't want to get on their bad side. So I went into the scenario like, look, I'm just going to cooperate to the best of my ability because I don't want to create a scenario where I'm looked at as an issue and then it escalates to something. It probably wouldn't have, but I just kept getting negative feedback that the Southern District is people you don't want to mess around with. And if they want to talk to you, if they want facts, if they want information, you have to give it to them. And that escalated to me on the stand where I never second guessed even, cooperating because I did have worry that resistance could have been an issue for me.
Got maybe the most important question of the day from Xenu Golf Club. Did you like your courtroom sketches?
So I'm still getting problems from my buddies about how terrible those sketches are. So I did not like the courtroom sketches, man.
Well, Combs didn't like them either. He thought he looked like a koala. So.
Yeah. They have me. They're calling me like I don't know if you're familiar with the Fantastic Four, but I'm Ben Grimm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah, a lot of jokes, a lot of unnecessary jokes I'm subjected to because of those photos.
Got a question coming in from. Wait, I just lost it. Where was it? Wait. I think no. Oh yeah. Chris Bono asks, if you weren't an escort worker, in what line of business could you see yourself?
Ironically, I have a passion for car sales. I could see myself being in a decent dealership, maybe a Mercedes, BMW dealership. I like the interaction with people. That would have been somewhere I would have went into as a secondary option.
Let me ask you a question. When you were testifying, this is my question. When you were testifying, what was it like to be in the room with Sean Combs, to see him? Did you make eye contact with him? Was he looking at you? Did it feel awkward? Was it strange?
Listen, man, it was the actual extreme of all of those feelings. I think the federal court is set up to intimidate you. The magnitude of the rooms, like the doors are 15 feet high, the ceiling's 30 feet high. The furniture's huge. You're sitting up high. The judge is high. It's freezing in the room. I walked in and I had literally an anxiety attack. And I consider myself a very calm, cool, collected guy, not easily rattled at all. And by the time I got on the witness stand, I was trembling. And so then to put on top of the understanding that I'm walking in there as the prosecution's witness, so I'm going to assume there's not a favorable thought process with Mr. Combs, his family, anybody involved. So it was very nerve-wracking, man. And I only benefited because I got called to the stand 10 minutes before lunch. And literally just swearing in and answering my name and very preliminary questions, I was losing my voice. I was having trouble talking. And so I'm happy that it broke for lunch. And it took me 20 or 30-minute lunch to recompose myself. Or I might have had a very different testimony if I didn't have that break time to just kind of get myself together, because it was overwhelming.
Let me, Sheree, stand by. We have more questions coming in, but I want to bring on the other panelists as well. Ben, we haven't had a chance to talk about the verdict. This is something you predicted, though.
Well, I don't know. I went back and forth, but it was, I have to confess, it was a bit of a surprise to me.
Was it something about Cassie's testimony? Was it something about Jane's testimony with respect to sex trafficking? Again, the jury did not believe the prosecution proved beyond a reasonable doubt that they were victims of sex trafficking. What was it? What was the thing that you might have been a hang up?
I thought it was some of the communications, the text messages, which really suggested more of a relationship rather than coercion. That this is, I think it came across as a very, very complicated, unusual relationship, but a relationship.
Yeah. We got super chat questions coming in for you, Ben. So this is from Nancy Nicole. Actually, this is a regular question. Then we'll go to, actually, let me start with a super chat question. Super chat question from JAM. Thank you so much. Ben, can law address the need for cognitive consent that is often comprised sex crimes when, I'm not sure what this means, when something's normalized? But yeah, can the law address the need for cognitive consent that is often compromised in sex crimes? I'm not exactly sure the question, but I throw it to you.
No, it's a very good question. And I don't think really this is something that the law can really define. And that's why I think the jury system is really the best way of obtaining the truth when you're talking about complex human emotions. It's really hard to have bright lines in the law. I think it's something that a jury has to consider. And I think this really is the best way to adjudicate these things.
Tyler, Nikki Vale says, do you think if Christina Coram, this is a super chat question, thank you so much. Do you think if Christina Coram testified, the jury would have reached a different verdict?
I think that if she testified as a part of conspiracy, it may have helped the jury get to a conclusion more likely to convict on count number one. But I think as a whole that this jury probably wrestled with the fact that they did not believe this was a conspiracy, a one-man conspiracy with Mr. Combs at the top, and there being no co-conspirators, and then all of the acts and furtherance of this conspiracy led to prostitution, sex trafficking with the two victims. I think they really wrestled and not feel like it was enough. That with KK testifying, possibly it could have helped the prosecution out a little more in convincing the jury.
Ben, got a super chat question from Christina Lester. She writes, I have to know this. Please ask Ben. Is he related to Benjamin Chew, prominent Pennsylvania lawyer and jurist and a close friend of George Washington, 1722 to 1810? The people must know.
You have a wonderful viewership and someone who is very keen on history. Yes, that is my ancestor, who was the last Crown appointed Chief Judge of Pennsylvania. And anybody who is a history buff like your viewer can go see the museum that's in Germantown called
GMB, 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 GMB.
Got a lot going on right now, can't talk. Hit me on the text. Got something to buy and something for sale. Send in who's next. Big ice blocks all over my wrist and cover my neck. You know where I'm at if you looking for me. I'm chasing a check. I'm chasing a check. I'm chasing a check. Got a lot going on right now, can't talk. Hit me on the text. I'm chasing a check. I'm chasing a check. You know where I'm at if you looking for me. I'm chasing a check. Bitch, quit hitting my phone up. Why is you blowing up, calling me back to back? Tying my line up all while I grind up late night, moving them pack for pack. Getting my bands up stack for stack. Lining the slabs up lack for lack. Focused and ready, never distract. Stay on my note, they only attack. Hit me on chat, I'll call you back. My money stretched like it's running track. It's time to work, no time for talk. Discussion money, no room for slack. Pockets fat cause I hustle hard, no shortcuts or handouts. I got it all from clocking hours out in the field, not on the couch. Not for clout, give me the bag, so quit calling if I don't answer. I'm busy crawling like a tarantula. Foes poke like dead animals. Never can come close to how hard I'ma grind and get mine. For playing games, I ain't got no time. Got big business on the line.
Check. 10 toes and I'm running. Send me mines and I'm coming. Yes, I'm check chasing, I'm cake racing. I ain't got time for no woman. I don't never change my route, and I don't never live off clout. Homie, I don't sleep enough doubt. When I'm through with business, I'm out. They steady calling my phone, but my ringer must stay off. Neck filled with them rocks, whip filled with them glocks. I don't board, I drip hard, then clean up with a mop. If they looking for me, then right now I'm riding around with no top. It's shipyard when I wreck. I'm back chasing that check. Got a 50 ball on that text, and I'm up late with no rest. Icebox on my arm, designer shit in my closet. I stress haters, I check paper. I fell in love with deposit.
Got a lot going on right now, can't talk. Hit me on the text. Got something to buy and something for sale. Send in who's next. Big ice blocks all over my wrist and cover my neck. You know where I'm at if you looking for me. I'm chasing a check. I'm chasing a check. I'm chasing a check. Got a lot going on right now, can't talk. Hit me on the text. I'm chasing a check. I'm chasing a check. You know where I'm at if you looking for me. I'm chasing a check.
Mystery, you niggas history. I'm what it's fist to be. Soon as I went got that check. Tiffany, we glistening. My body slippery. Diamonds got a nigga wet. I'm going mano and mano with the best. I gotta switch the homie, that's the test. No, it don't clean, a nigga make a mess. The gauge wrapped around his body like a vest. I'm getting moldy, niggas getting less. On camera with 20 bitches like the bachelor. The Drake got his phone flipping like a spatula. The castle I live in send me a little Drake. I'm flexing on niggas, they can see I'm masculine. These women see me, they run, they hug, they tackle. Your wife wanna suck me dry like she a vacuum. The colors and all these diamonds looking mad. I'm just saying, little baby. Yeah. Let's hit the bank and see who they familiar with. She got a pretty pussy, it look ticklish. Wearing other niggas' jewelry is ridiculous. My jaw require a pole like I'm a fisherman. Way before COVID, I was social distance. She flew to Texas, left his ass in Michigan. She chose to chew on daddy like I'm licorice.
My phone on DND. Please don't disturb me if it ain't about sending over fees. Keep my shit on quiet, please. On a marathon after them chicks. Just got too damn what's next. Paid the bills, put up the rest. To the next play, ain't no stress. Being broke had me traumatized. Now I'm rich, I feel alive. Wanna come outside, nice ride to ride. Can't call me broke and take my pride. I can lose it all and go get it back. I know how to make that bread stack. Walk the roads, hop in the lack, roll low key till something scratch. Keep taking nails till I get a win. Another loss, fucking try again. Fuck them chains and the new bins until I find some new ends. Friends ain't seen me in months. They know Slim stay on a hunt. I got a lot of shit I wanna stunt, so I'm chasing checks like I'm running punch.
Got a lot going on right now, can't talk. Hit me on the text. Got something to buy and something for sale. Send in who's next. Big ice blocks all over my wrist and cover my neck. You know where I'm at if you looking for me. I'm chasing.
Status Bell Harbor, I bought Lennox Mall for my brothers. Sold yard bag, told the cutter, I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going ass Lori about the paddock, and going ass Jordan, ass dead. For leak water, trying to drown a bitch, it's a habit, tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm crippin' a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, like her first gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating, I'm out in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for that number for man. Real nigga learn up, wearing a bag. Piping a bitch and they nail like I can. Turn up the shooters with switches go bad. They was some scammers, but I was for pain. Slapping the rap with my dog, he fall off. No capping, no bound.